So there's something I want to talk about, which is arguably one of my best friends in the world, a Lancashire boiler. I've worked with boilers of all different types, Thornycroft and Bolsover and locomotive and horizontal return tube and Scotch Marine and power plant boilers that are 11 stories tall that run at 3,000 PSI, and you could fit an office block in the space where the fire is. But the Lancashire boiler is British treasure, and really it's treasure of the whole world, because the way I can describe a Lancashire, right? Technically, it's a 3-pass boiler. The fire goes down the combustion flue from here on the grate, down the flue, then it goes around the side of the boiler against the shell in the stonework, and then turns around one more time and goes out underneath the boiler, still touching the shell. So that's how we get our heat energy. But as a boiler, as a creation, if any of you have a friend who is just your rock and your kind of emotional stability, someone who's just always on an even keel and is always there for you and can always be relied upon and is always calm, and who can talk you out of a tree even after the worst day you've ever had, that is the kind of person a Lancashire boiler would be. That is the way these things are and feel to work on. They are old friends, if you will. And I've never fired a boiler that's nicer than a British Lancashire boiler. As far as I know, we never had any in America, but I'm sure if there's a historian out there like my friend Mike Piersa, I could be corrected on that. But as far as I know, we never had a Lanc in America. But firing a Lanc is therapy. Nothing happens fast. Everything is sluggish, nice and slow. You think 20 steps ahead, whereas on like a locomotive, you only have to think about 10 steps ahead. This is the number 2 boiler at Ryhope. It's ready to go. Unfortunately, not a fire in it because we came on a day that we couldn't make it on a steam day. But I just wanted to talk about that. These Lancs are absolute treasures. And this front here, this boiler goes back about 40 feet in that direction. And weighted safety valves, of course, because in a civilized country like Britain, the boiler inspectors trust each other and trust the engineers and firemen here at these stations to do their job, whereas in America, the weighted safety valves are completely illegal because the relationship between safety officers and inspectors and the operators and things of the equipment is very adversarial, and of course, nobody can be trusted. But that's something I don't agree with. Nothing nicer than a weighted safety valve, especially if it's on one of these. That's all I've really got to say about that.